Hey guys, welcome back to the next part of modeling. And here I think what we're gonna do is we're going to take care of this bit here. I was looking at this, like I told you before, you need to look at your model from every single angle, and I just feel that this bit here looks a little bit weak. So what I want to do is create kind of like a connection here that's gonna be tapering off towards this rotor. So we're gonna add a cube. So let's Shift S and drop our cursor to origin. Shift A, add a cube, and also I think my screencast keys are not working. There we go. G, Y, and move it in here, and then G, Z, move it here, then G, and SX, and scale it on X-axis, and move it somewhere here. SZ, and scale it and move it somewhere here. And now we're going to drop a loop here, okay? So then what we can do is move this one a little bit up, okay? A little bit. And then we're going to apply scale. So Control A, apply scale. We're going to grab this edge here, Control B, and chamfer it a little bit. Grab this edge here and GG and move it in. So it's going to be tapering a little bit smoother. In fact, if you really wanted to, we could maintain the angles. So we could just stick with this, but I don't know, kind of smoother angle kind of lays better with me. Also, Control B and 4 segments here to create, a bit of a smoother transition. I think it just looks a bit better. Kind of corresponds with this circular element here, kind of echoes it. Here I would drop another loop, but if you can see that here, let's drop another loop, maybe somewhere here. Let's grab this face and G and move it in here. Now maintain more or less, hold shift, maintain the distance, identical distance here. I'm gonna follow that, and then we're gonna grab this top edge and GG and drop it down. So top edge here, come on. Oh, wait a minute, what happened in here? Yeah, this edge here on the top, and GG and drop it down, or GZ, like that. Yeah, just taper it in. And then grab this one and Control B, I would say 6 segments here. And then we're gonna grab this all the way down here. And let's just chamfer it a little bit. Same in the bottom, just chamfer it a bit. And we're going to select everything and mesh, symmetrize. And we need to symmetrize it to the other side, so boom, like that. Okay, cool. And then we're going to right click and sheet smooth, auto smooth, apply a bevel, 3 segments, and a little bit less crazy. And of course we need weighted normals because reasons. Cool. Yeah, that's really nice, and I think it looks pretty good. This could be a little bit thinner. Also, we could create a cut in the middle here. It's gonna be interesting. So another cube, GY, move it in here, SX, and scale it. And it needs to be thinner than this. Okay, like that. And then just GZ, move it up. Okay, like that. And then select this one and now select this one and sheet smooth. And remember to add auto smooth. Let's apply scale, shift select this one and Control minus. And how we're looking? Looking awful because we need to move this modifier, the boolean. Let's collapse that above weighted normals. And this should be PG. Let me move it above the bevel as well. There we go. Cool, and we can grab this and select these edges. And we can either bevel them or chamfer them. I think we're gonna bevel them. That will do. Okay. Cutters, PG. So this is gonna create an additional element here, a bit of lightness to it as well. We can then create some additional stuff, here on that. Maybe some notches, some cuts, like for example, we could create some minor. We could create some other elements here later on. Technically, we could create another one here in the bottom. You see, it kind of like asks for it just to go from here all the way down here. I think I might do that. It's gonna look good. We could borrow this element here, you know, so borrow that. Okay, Shift D and then P, selection, right? Select that, go to the bottom, and then let's drop solidification, solidification, and solidify downwards. Now solidification needs to be above weighted normal and above a bevel. So solidification first, then bevel. Bevel is too crazy, so let's drop it down. There we go. Okay, and it goes from here. It's a little bit heavy though. I thought it's gonna look good, but I think it's a little bit heavy. Yeah, it's gonna look a bit heavy. I thought it's gonna be good here, but I think it's gonna be a bit heavy. We can try, but I think it's just a bit, you know. Unless we're going to reduce the solidification. Let's try that. Okay, so let's collapse the modifiers and go here. And let's just reduce that and go to edge mode here on the top. And let's see that. So E, you know, and extrude it somewhere here. And we will need another edge here somewhere. And move it up, so kind of like this, right? And then Control B and, you know, smooth it out. How this looks. Yeah, it doesn't look terrible. Maybe if I moved it in would be better. That is kind of better. I like this separation here though. Separation at the bottom could be smaller. That's a conundrum. We could end it, you know, we could end it kind of earlier, you know, somewhere here. So faces, let's see this. This isn't bad. I still think it just looks a bit weird. I don't know. Kind of want to add something here, but at the same time I don't. You know what I mean? Maybe if you went from here, so we select these, and we're just gonna vertices and select these two and sort of extrude them inside here. And then we will need to probably get rid of a few of these. So dissolve, right? One more time. Extrude it in like that. Maybe that's gonna work better for us. This could work better for us, I think. Maybe going like this here along this one would be even better. So let's just remove these. Okay. Whoa. Let's remove these, right? And vertices. Select these two, and also select these two. There we go. Extrude it here like this, right? And then extrude it down here. Oh, G, and extrude it down here. And then grab these and G and move them in here like that. This could actually work. And then go to edge mode, Control B, and, you know, kind of bevel it so it kind of goes like that. That's actually pretty cool. I like that. That is actually pretty cool. And this could go a little bit higher here, so we could have another edge here. Grab this face and, you know, extrude it upwards here like this, you know, something like this, going from the engine. So when I apply solidification, so let's just apply this. Let's go here and clear the data. We can't do that. Oh, we're in edit mode. You need to be in object mode to apply solidification. There you go. And then we're going to grab this one on the top and extrude it up. And it should work. And we could just, you know, grab this one. Let's fix the faces here. So select these and press F, and select these and press F. And the reason for that is because I want to bevel this edge here, okay? And you can't really do that if you have so many edges around. It's gonna look awful. And that's pretty decent, you know. I like that. This is really cool. It kind of frames this whole thing around, you know. That's really nice. very strong. Rotor is a very important thing. I mean, if a chopper, helicopter loses rotor, you know, you're going down basically, because that's your steering. So that's really essential. So it needs to be kind of, you know, proper. Alright, so this one is cool. And now what we need to do is work on the back here. But before we do that, I still want to add some kind of like a fin. And fins here, stabilizers, you know, and one on the top here in the back. So let's add the cube and SX and scale it like that. And move it somewhere here. Yeah, let's see what we can do with it. Let's grab this edge here and GG and move it down, or actually move it up. Maybe like this. Let's go to occlude mode here, invert mode, so we can select them. If you're in orthographic mode, right, like this, you can move stuff around and it's gonna be maintaining the x-axis level, so it will not move sideways. Okay, so be in orthographic, and then you can just move freely and kind of look for a shape that you're looking for. This is a little bit too tall. You need to look at the, you know, kind of overall size of this thing. This is a little bit too tall still, and this could work. Then we could cut it like this here. So we could cut it with a knife actually. So grab a knife, press C to cut through, and then we could, you know, grab A for an angle and sort of cut it like that, and then you're gonna cut it through, you see. So then what you can do is select these, you know, and delete faces and delete faces. And select these two and just press F to close it, and you got this kind of a situation, which is pretty cool. We could apply scale and grab these two and, you know, Control B them. We have 6 segments should be enough, although we could actually create a smaller one here and a little bit larger one here, so kind of smoother angle. The top needs to be smoothed out for sure, because it's a little bit too crazy. Let's add maybe 4, 6, 8 segments here, and this one definitely needs to be smoothed out. Okay, that looks cool. Now let's make it a bit thinner, and let me see that. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. That looks pretty cool. In addition to this, we're gonna have to cut some stuff out in it. Press K for knife, C to go through, and we're going to perform a few cuts here. I think this could be first. Press space. Yeah, you went through. Right click and then loop tools bridge, and it didn't work. So let me see one more time. Select these two. Right click and bridge. There we go. And then we need to fix these edges. Okay. So the best way to do it would be to grab a knife, press C, and cut it across here. Okay. Space, right? And then remove these. So these edges here, these are awful. They're in corners, and you don't want edges in corners, because then when we're gonna be beveling these, you're gonna be in a world of pain. So you want to remove these. Okay, Control B, there you go. Let's just make it a bit more smooth, peachy, and one more here. So go to edge mode, okay, C to cut through and angle it a little bit here and here, here and here, and space, and that didn't go through. That's okay. We're gonna select everything and symmetrize it to the other side. So now select this one and this one, right click and bridge. Cool. And then we're gonna press K and C and run it through and space. That worked. And we're gonna remove these, right? Dissolve edges. And we're going to, okay, grab this edge first and let's bevel it. Right, that's good. Let's actually need more segments. Cool. This one's gonna be a little bit more shallow, so fewer segments. And these are gonna be a little bit more similar to the ones on the left, so kind of like that. I think that's cool. Yeah, that looks pretty decent. I like that. Awesome. Now what we can do now is remove this edge in the middle, so remove edge. And let's grab a face in the bottom. I don't know if it's gonna work the way I want, but so what we could do is grab this vert here on top, right? Shift S to vert, and then select these faces, and then switch pivot to cursor, go to the top view, and R and rotate it outside like this. Okay. And then select everything and mesh symmetrize. Where is it? Here. Boom. And remove the middle edge. And then we can change this to individual and scale it in. So it's wider on the top, on the bottom, but narrower on the top. It's kind of cool. Right click, shade smooth, and then auto smooth, and then we need a bow. So, bevel modifier, 3 segments, and it's way too big, so let me add the weighted normals. There we go. Let's play with this bevel a bit. Let's turn off clamping. There we go. Let's run a B weight on it. Let's select these faces. Okay, all of them here. And here as well. Okay. And what we're gonna do is we're going to go to select and loops and boundary loops, which will select all the edges. Right click in edge mode and go to bevel weight and press 1 and enter. And we're gonna switch the angle here to weight, and maybe that's gonna fix the problem. I think it did, yeah. The problem sometimes is basically bevel doesn't catch, you know, so make it a bit smaller and it should be fine. Now this is fascinating. Let's remove these two and see what's gonna happen. There you go, fixed. So simply change the method bevel method, and it's good. Cool, so I think we fixed it. So let's go back and see that. That looks pretty cool. I would probably create another cut here. So Shift 2, and I would grab this cutter, right? Shift D, move it in here, and make it narrower. And maybe, you know, run a cut here. But if I do that, I'm afraid that I'm gonna mess up my mojo. SX, scale it a bit, GY, move it in here, and then rotate it like this, and move it here. And let's just Control minus this. Let's select this thing, and we need to move this boolean above here and above the bevel. We need to apply the boolean, and then we need to run the edges here. So this needs to be a B weight edge here. So bevel weight 1 and boom, and this should work. There you go. Well, this creates a little bit of more, you know, more of an interest here in the front. Just kind of cool detail. So you could simply, you know, Shift D that and move it in here, and then R Y90 and SX, so we could scale them like this, and SY and scale them like this, and SX, you know, and kind of create a slightly different shape of the same design, and drop them somewhere here, drop them down. Angle could be similar to the angle of these rotors, but probably should be somewhere in the bottom here. Actually, these are too big. Let's make them smaller, like this. Something like this, maybe. and move them here closer to the chassis. Something like that. Go on bottom, rotate it, and then move it in. There we go. Something like this. And we're going to collapse modifiers, add a mirror, and mirror this across the chassis here. How are we looking? Yeah, we're looking pretty cool. We're looking pretty cool. We want to make them bigger? Maybe. Yeah, a bit bigger is cool. Alright, so, move them somewhere here and rotate them a bit. Kind of like that. We could have them here, or we could have them even lower, We could have them here like this. This could also be interesting. So, kind of coming out of these edges here. So like that. And we could just go to the bottom and rotate them a little bit. So, rotate them like this. And yeah, that will do. Go to the back view and move them in, So, GZ and move them up. Yeah, there you go. And then rotate them a little bit more. So R and rotate them in like this. And drop them lower. There we go. Maybe this is gonna be better. It actually looks better with the profile view. I kind of like that. Also, our rotors should be a little bit lower because we are losing the losing this kind of a break here. Although I must say, kind of looks maybe better. Yeah, I think it maybe looks better. Let me see that lower. We can think about it later. These guys, I need to fix them. Okay, they go way too deep. So, they're too shallow. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to occlude and we're gonna rotate these a little bit. Okay, so select everything and rotate them to the front. So this, the jaw aligns a little bit better. And what we're going to do is we're going to select them, select them like that, even closer here, maybe like this and like this, right? And then select everything here, so all this. Just keep pressing B. You can also do it with W if it's more convenient for you. It doesn't matter. As long as everything is selected, so you need to be in occlude mode, right? We just pass through. And then Shift D and P selection. And then we're gonna grab this shell. And we're going to solidify it and move it above. And let's just solidify it outside, okay? And then we're gonna grab a cube and move it somewhere here. And we need to make sure that this is auto smooth and smooth. Same with this one, okay? And we're gonna grab this cube and rotate it and move it here. And we're going to cut it like this, okay? So Control minus, and there we go. And we need a mirror here, so mirror. Oh, this is mirrored, interesting. Let's just scale it like that, why not? And I think this is gonna be much more. There you go. Now it looks like a mantis, awesome. So let's grab these and let's move the, let's actually apply the solidification. Actually, solidification is a bit too thick. Let's make it a little bit less solidified, so a bit thinner. Something like this. Let's move the boolean above the solidification. I think maybe after. Okay, and then we need to add bevel, but this is problematic here. GY, let's move it a bit in. There you go, cleaned it up. Sometimes you need to move a boolean to fix things. And then we're gonna add a bevel. So let's add a bevel. And we're gonna move this bevel above here. And this should fix a lot of problems. And then we're gonna put weighted normals at the very bottom and Bob Jungle. And then we're going to increase bevel segments, and we could turn off our clamping. So turn off clamp overlap. It's gonna be a disaster, but you know, we can just fix it. So this is not a big deal. We can easily fix this later on. So we could apply solidification. So we could apply that, and then once you do that, we can apply Boolean. And then once you apply that, we can fix the problems here. So one, this will be extremely easy to fix with machine tools, but we're not using machine tools. Shift 1 here to combine them all. And you need to clean all these basically. So, you know, kind of like that, just clean it. This one, clean it. You can press 3 to clean loose verts, but sometimes it doesn't work. So, you know, there's a lot of cleaning to be done here, so you don't have to clean everything if you don't want to, but it's just gonna look a bit better. So I might do it off camera because it's gonna take ages to clean. Okay, all right. You could try running the here the manifold cleanup. So N. Remember, we installed 3D print toolbox. We could make manifold, which actually didn't remove anything, unfortunately. GG, and just let's move these here, move this one here. There's a disaster here. Shift 1, yeah, it's gonna cause a little bit of a problem. There we go, fixed. This one needs to be moved away. Yeah, don't combine this, it's gonna be a disaster. So if you don't have to fix something, don't. You know, if it's gonna cause a lot of problems, just leave it. There we go. So you see what I mean? You gotta remove all these, you know, loose verts here. Like I said, it's gonna take ages, but you don't have to really remove everything, but I'm just, you know, it's my OCD, I suppose. I like things to be clean. There is a bit of a problem here. There's more verts here to be connected. There we go. And more or less, you know, kind of there. Combine these. And I think we're kind of done. And then you can get anal here with this stuff, you know, shift 1. All I'm doing is selecting verts and pressing 1, guys. That's how easy that is, okay. I think it should do. We really don't have to fix everything. The geometry is so dense that you can't really see that, so shift, grab this one and colors. Because we did that, it has much more character now. It just looks a bit more like an insect, which is freaking awesome. It's bloody amazing. All right, I think it's, you know, that's it for this one. In the next one, we're gonna be creating some kind of like maybe in cuts in here, some engine parts, whatnot. And then we're gonna move to the front because front is a little bit boring. We need to do some stuff in here. And then we're gonna create some gun on the bottom. So we still have a lot to do, but you know, it's coming along really nicely. So thanks for watching and see you soon.